What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I really don't want to film right now, but I know it's very important to keeping consistency once a week. And let's get into it and I'll update you guys. Okay, so I just got done with my coding lesson with my instructor, and it's honestly so amazing how intelligent humans are, how creative they are, and how amazing software and technology have really advanced. And I'm in a calculus class right now, and I'm doing limits and drawing graphs, and I'm literally writing words that are very cryptic and don't make that much sense, and creating graphs on my computer and coding original AIs. Like, I'm learning how to create an AI, and I've never thought that I would be doing that. And it's truly amazing, and I'm very excited. And this is actually before LLMs, which are the actual AI models that are being used today, like ChatGPT and Claude and Grok. They are models that you train. And what I'm doing with my instructor right now is creating original AI, which is what people used to do before LLMs. So I really have a great understanding on how to modify, how to create, and how to train, rather than just say words to the LLM and then if it messes up, I have no idea what to do. So I'm learning the basics of AI. I'm still maintaining my Python and training for creating harder functions and really batting them down, because it's very important. Functions are one of the most important parts of coding, and I need to get fluent in them and know how to pass information through it. So that's pretty much a coding overview. I've tried to kind of put a I've tried to put a back seat to my ideas, because I need to just learn the process of coding. Like I mentioned, like I keep telling myself to affirm it. I can't, I can, but I shouldn't go move on and try build products. Now though, I'll finish this off. One last note. I'm using Cursor, which is a AI coding platform that I find way cooler and better than vibe coding platforms, because this one actually gives you access to the code. So if you have the basics and you know how to truly write code, Cursor is very cool and honestly revolutionary. So on top of everything, I'm actually building just small apps that I'm not really planning on deploying, just on Cursor, so I can learn not to just say, write me a quiz app, but say, okay, write me a technical scope document, and then take that document, put it in ChatGPT. What are the edge cases? What is this missing? Make sure it's only in the MVP format, and then put it back to Cursor and say, okay, write me an architectural document, write me modules, speaking back and forth with AI. And then once I do that and I have all my information, all my documents, all my modules, all my planning, all my testing, then one by one you say, okay, create module one. Then it will code it for you. So most people nowadays who are like, oh my God, vibe coding, let's go. I'm gonna just build whatever app I want. Unfortunately, from my experiences, it doesn't really work out if you just, give it vague responses, and it will give you something that maybe looks cool, but unfortunately, it probably won't work very well. So that's what I've been doing. And let's get into, I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to get into the book I've been reading recently. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, in my opinion, is one of the greatest pieces of literature that I have read. And what makes it even better than that is it was written as a private journal from one of the last of the five great emperors, Marcus Aurelius, who was the ruler of Rome and a philosopher. And people, or I guess most people, have the view that many leaders are mostly tyrants who are just power hungry, and usually it's true. But in the peculiar case of Marcus Aurelius, he was extremely humble and modest and wise and just so amazing. And now that I'm reading his pretty much private journal that they found and turned into a book style reading, it is so dense and so incredibly wide. Like, I don't even understand. I don't know how to verbalize the magnitude of what he writes and how amazing it is. I have to read every single quote like 10 times over. It took me, I think, 2 hours to read 10 pages of the book because of every word is perfectly written and the way he words is so amazing. And I was thinking that I know this will never happen in the school system, and I know that it is usually, I don't want to get too heavy into politics, but it is definitely not what kids should be learning nowadays. They should be learning how to learn, the proper skills needed, entrepreneurship, marketing, communication, philosophy, how to think, how to be mentally strong, discipline. Rather, I'm in college right now and I was in high school, and that is just things that you don't learn, unfortunately. And I have plans and I have dreams for the future of creating a system when I have more technical coding under my belt and I have maybe some money coming in to create something. I'm not gonna like really go in depth into it, but just know that it's in my mind, and people like Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk are already trying to change the education system, and they have their own online academies or in-person schools that are funded by them that teach proper, valuable information from people who are already well endowed in that subject. Now, uh, what I why I mention this is if kids read Meditations, this book, and yes, it is very, very elite level reading and it's difficult to read, so it would probably be a high school level. But if they read Meditations and how to win friends and influence people, and not just read, but actually activate and use what they read, because if you just read a book to read it, you're not going to maintain or gain any knowledge. So if you can read it and internalize it and then implement that into your life, books are truly life-changing. If you think about it, many books are literally a person's lifetime condensed into, if you think about it, a very small amount of hours or pages for you to read and that you can just digest instantly. So I would give a lot of thought into reading Meditations and many other books, because knowledge is truly power. Nobody can take your knowledge away from you. They can take all your physical objects, but they cannot take your brain and your mind. And if your mind is strong and you have knowledge and you have skills and you know how to do things, life is unlocked for you and it's powerful. Now I'll wrap up the Meditations talk with, I know I'm very, very emotional on this and I'm really describing how much I love this book, but it's truly so powerful. You don't have to journal, even though it's a good practice and I just recently bought a journal. Anything that you're able to express what you're thinking and what you want out of life, or what you're viewing life on, or how does this work? How does the universe work? How does nature work? How am I gonna do this? What is my purpose? Why do I want these things that I'm doing? Why? And constantly asking yourself that and evaluating is so important. Many great philosophers literally say, and I believe it was Seneca, I don't know, but he said, if you don't evaluate yourself every day, then what type of life are you living? And I kind of paraphrase that, so yeah, just keep that in mind. But it's so important. And of course, you shouldn't think all the time, and I struggle with that a lot, just thinking and thinking and thinking. But it's important to take that into account. Now, I think that's enough for this video, just covering my coding journey so far and how I view about Meditations, and there will be more to come about why. I think that's going to be my next video, like, why are people doing this? Why do I want success? Why do I want money? Why do I want a strong body? Why do I want a wife one day? Why do I want kids? So you guys will understand what I'm saying here and know that that next video is coming out. And I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm very glad for anybody who watches any amount of time from these videos. And if you make it towards the end, really thank you, because I know ever since COVID how hard it is for people to maintain an attention span longer than a scroll on your finger, which is like 5 seconds or even 1 second. That's why people will tell me, oh, why don't you just make short videos? And yeah, I should probably upload shorts, but it's not my priority. And what I truly love to do is film longer form videos, because I don't care about getting, oh, let me get your attention. Oh, okay, if you're gonna sit around all day, you're not gonna be successful. I don't want to be that type of person. I don't want to be some guru. I don't want to be some motivational speaker. I want to speak the truth, and hopefully people listen and think about it for themselves. And I hope to just become the best possible man I can be. And that's really all of this is. I've had so many views about being rich and having this or that, and being the best possible man for your future kids and your wife, in my view, is one of the greatest possible mental sets and mentalities you can have. So I'll leave you with that, guys. And thank you so much again for watching the video, and have a great week. See you next week.